Good morning, people, whoever happens to be around. This is Angela. I'm still kind of waking up, but you know, I've been thinking about stuff. I just feel like my camera's weird. Hang on a second. Can you see me? I want to look you in the eye. There, I'm looking you in there. My hair looks crazy this morning. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about the ways that I don't want to be seen. And it's particularly around money. I think a lot of people have challenges with money, right? Wanting more, wanting less, having shame, having stuff around it. And I've really been contemplating the ways that I kind of hide my relationship to money. So, my background, I come from a middle class working family of teachers, hardworking teachers, and it always was a challenge to make ends meet, but we did all right, right? We did all right. Um, and then as a nurse, I nurses get paid really well. Sorry, I'm bonking my chair around. Nurses get paid really well, and we work really hard, and it's really frustrating a lot of times. It's hard work, and there's a lot of student debt that comes with it. At least for me. Can I fix this shit? Okay, I'll just use it for you. Like that. There's my morning hair for you. Um, but this is the thing that I need to share with you. I realize that I haven't been open about my own coaching and training that I've received because I think there's this underlying level of shame about investing in my own wellness and mental health and coaching that I don't know. I don't know why I haven't been out about it. So in this video, I want to be really declarative of the people I've worked with and how it's valued me. So I've had official over the official training in educational programs, which are wonderful, and I've been amazed and blessed to invest in them. I think the first thing I want to share is that the Synthesis Institute training, I was gifted the scholarship to. There was a lovely woman. I'm not sure if she wants me to share her name, so I won't share it, but she found me and really we resonated, and she gifted me a $18,000 scholarship to the Synthesis Institute's psychedelic practitioner training program, which just blows my mind, really. Like, I feel so honored that she was willing to do that for me. And the intention is that I'll pay it forward when it's complete. And I don't know what that's going to look like yet, but I love this idea that it's going to be, something I need to support and share. So that is one piece that's really exciting and an incredible amount of abundance that I received for that. There's no way I could have done that training without it. And it's such a wonderful training. I'm grateful for it. The next person I want to mention is a woman named Valerie Elizabeth Black. She has been a acquaintance and friend for a number of years, but she's also an MBA and that has her own coaching practice. Although I'm not sure if she does currently. She's working for another company now. But when I first started my own business, even just the kernel of having Guardian at the Gateway, I started working with her weekly and then bi-weekly after a period of time with one-on-one coaching that I spent money on. I was so grateful that she gave me a discounted rate because I was just getting off the ground, and I really valued her. Like, she gave me not only some wonderful coaching around getting my business off the ground, but also around my own mindset and healing truly from a previous job that I'd had that ended in some real interpersonal trauma and distress. Helped me heal some of that piece in a big way. So I'm forever grateful for Valerie Black, and I consider her an ally in my work, and would work with her again in a heartbeat when the time is right. She's amazing. The next person I want to mention is Kiana Prema and her Soul Aligned Entrepreneur Academy. So I began working with Kiana. I worked with her simultaneously with Valerie. I worked with Valerie first and then added on Kiana's work because I wanted to be able to work in a bit of a community setting. At the time, it was after COVID began, and I was feeling really super isolated in just growing my business and doing this work. Um, what I liked about working with Kiana was not only did she have the marketing and business component, but she also brought in this soul aligned piece. Valerie did too, so that's like a thread that comes through my work, is it's really important to me to have a balance between the science and the spirituality and the business and the magical pieces and blending those together. So with Kiana, I was in a group of other people doing this work, and we also worked on things in addition to standard business type stuff. We worked on prosperity consciousness, which was really good work for me. Oh my goodness, like so good for me. Now I'm out of focus. What happened? Because I got excited about prosperity, I guess. I it's when I really first started digging into my limiting beliefs around money and being conflicted about having, like, when I had a job and worked for somebody else, a paycheck was great. Of course, I loved it, and it just was part of the work that I did. I didn't have to, like, 40 hours of work was X number of dollars. It was just really straightforward. But as a business owner and an entrepreneur, that's not how it works now. Like, the amount of work that I do isn't paid by the hour at all, at all. I mean, and anybody that is watching this that is a business owner understands what I'm talking about, or, independent contractor, or however you work. It's not dollar for hour. So there requires a different, for me, it required a profoundly different relationship to how I engage with the flow of money in my life. So doing that prosperity consciousness work was super, super helpful in getting out of my own way around receiving abundance and being mindful about how to do this and what it meant, and disconnecting the value I can give people from the dollar exactly, right? It's not an hour of work for an hour of pay. It's, I do a lot of work, and my heart is really dedicated to serving and supporting people. And so it helped me understand how to just allow that flow and not be able to be supported myself. So I invested in Kiana's program. We worked together for, a year. And then, is that right? Yes, I think so. We worked together for a period of time that I think originally was 6 months, and then there was a year extension. So I paid extra money, of course, to enroll in working for a year, which was really also wonderful. It was like there's a commitment to making a container to doing the work. And during that time, Kiana was hired, headhunted, it sounds like, into another coaching program where she could work as a coach for this other company. And so she was going to be transitioning out of the academy that she offered. And I really recognized the value of being in a mastermind group of people working on this type of work. So I was open to another thing appearing. And the next thing that appeared for me was, there was a little online workshop I took, or not a workshop, it was a conference, essentially. A conference. It was called Impact Lives. And it came to me through Full Script. Full Script is my dispensary where I help people get supplements for my nurse coaching practice. Impact Lives was really powerful. It had me, let me back up a bit. In Kiana's program, I developed my group coaching program, which I've really loved. I think it's getting better and better every day. The people that are doing the work in there are really wonderful. So I started that in July of 2020, and it's been really lovely. But then when I reached into Impact Lives, they gave another framework that included the group coaching program and also like just a broader lens for me to understand what it might be like to run my business and ultimately serve you better. So that was part of the Clinician Business Labs. So I'm currently in the Clinician Code group, which is a year-long, very, very robust group and tons of information and tons of coaching calls and tons of material and focus to work through different aspects of our business, like working on, uh, gosh, all of the stuff that hopefully will help you find me if we're in resonance and work together, and for me to be more clear about how just to run the tech part of my business, or how to do different kinds of writing, or how to make a plan for a program that could be really impactful and serve you really well. So code has been really fantastic, and I regret that I have not taken advantage of it to the degree that I'd hoped, just due to the sheer volume of material and my less than available amount of time. So but that was been really cool, and that's been a significant investment as well, just to tap into this community of healthcare practitioners, essentially, primarily like naturopathic doctors and physical therapists. And I'm certain there's other nurses there too, but it's been really cool. Also, it's out of Canada, which is really cool because it's allowed me to get to know a different population of people. I'm not just working with practitioners in the States. So, and also, hey man, Canadians are really nice. So if you're not in some kind of group with a Canadian, then I would definitely recommend it. Through being in code, there was an offer to do a training with a coach named Adele. I will say her name wrong. Tevlin, is that correct? Let me just double check because I don't want to be a jerk. let me check. Oh my gosh, this doesn't even say. Yeah, I think it's Tevlin. Anyway, I just know she's Adele and I fucking love her. So she offered a free 4-week course, essentially. So it was once a week, and it was really around mindset work. It was incredibly impactful. And because of that, I chose to continue working with Adele. I did another project with her. I think it was 8 weeks, weekly 8 weeks, and some required reading and that kind of thing. And just the mental breakthroughs that I made around just my own personal self-worth and around money and around creating a life of value that's in alignment with what I really want in my heart and also feels like good and in service. And just, it's been so amazing for me. And I then signed up to do something called Beyond Breakthroughs, which I'm in it right now. It's a 3-month daily coaching. So we get on the phone every morning, first thing, and work on the thought of the day. We read books together. And then weekly we have a Q&A session. So the morning calls are just Adele teaching. And then once a week we have a Q&A session to talk about what's coming up for us, especially as it relates to the material. And it's fucking incredible. The people that are in this group, I just feel like there's some kind of transformational family that we're connecting with here. It's really cool. Really, really cool. And now I'm on the cusp of signing up to work with her for another 6 months in the same daily format. Oh, also there's like workshops every couple weeks, like a 2-hour workshop focusing on a certain topic. And man, I just got to say, what's so cool about this work is everything I'm learning for people that are called to work with me. Like if you're watching this and you're resonating with me personally, I just want you to know that all of the materials that I'm learning percolate through me back to working with you. And it's so cool. It's so cool. Like, there are enough of us, of people in the world that are on their healing path that just need to connect with the right person for them. So I feel like there's such an abundance of people out there. If you're one of them that's interested in working with me, I'd love to talk with you. Or if you'd like to know more about the people that I've worked with, I'd be happy to talk with you. But I guess the reason I'm saying this is because I want to do this part now. I want to confess how much I'm spending. And I believe, gosh, I should pull it up. When I did my taxes for last year, I think around personal coaching and education. So this is also folding in workshops that I've taken. I think I spent, well, my first year in business, I made $57,000 my first year doing this business, which is amazing to me. That's amazing. Like, so much gratitude for the people that are offering to work, that are coming into work with me. I actually feel like crying just saying that to you. Yeah, just I never knew that I could do that. I could work for myself. I could learn this new way of taking care of my patients as a nurse coach, and cutting out that middleman of Kaiser or whatever, the University of Washington. And it could cut out that corporatized healthcare system that's always wanting to do more with less. Like, being able to just like trust that this is going to come in and I'm going to be okay. In fact, I'm going to thrive. My first year in business just blows my mind. So I think I spent $15,000, $2,000, or $15,000 on coaching last year, if not more. This year, it's slated to be probably double that. And I have to tell you, like, for people that I'm coaching to, like, when I'm selling to you that to work with a coach, like, I'm not telling you to do that without knowing what it's like to make that investment, right? I know the challenges around figuring out how to pay for these things, and yet the the shift in my life is unbelievable. Like, when I speak back to being gifted this opportunity to be in the psychedelic practitioners training, I 100% believe that's related to this work around trusting in the flow of abundance and being supported by the universe in all different ways. Like, how could it show up? How can it show up for me in all these different ways? And that's one way, you know? Like, if I actually folded that gift into the amount of money I'm spending on coaching, that's an $18,000 program. Like, what? How incredible, you know? I mean, I would guess, this year I'm probably going to spend $20,000 on coaching or more, and workshops and training that's coming through my business. And I know that what I'm learning is going to it is transforming my life, my life. I had no idea that I could create work that was deeply meaningful for me. And from what I'm hearing from my clients, it's deeply meaningful for them too. I mean, wow. Wow. It's just so cool. When I think back to working in the hospital, I took care of so many incredible people that just like I had such a heart for, really loved my patients so much. And yet I never saw them, right? Like, I was with them as a labor and delivery nurse. I was with them at this incredible transformational time in their lives, birthing their babies, sometimes birthing their babies that were born still, and having this just wide opening. And then I never saw them again. We had this connection, this deep, intimate connection, and then on their way, and blessings on their way, right? Blessings on their way. And yet I longed to know that their lives were improving and that they were finding health, because I think birth is an incredible time for people to really develop some transformational healing. But choosing to work this way, working as a nurse coach with my coaching clients, using the occasional use of psychedelic medicines like ketamine to be able to really help kind of move people through that next step. It's like, it's such an honor. And I'm so grateful that I am being supported in my work, so that I'm not just, giving it all away and not having anything for myself, you know, as work we should be doing. So I guess the main reason I'm making this confession is because I want to just like clear it and not be clenched around the secret that I'm spending money on myself, you know? Who gives a shit? I mean, maybe you give a shit, maybe you're critical of it. That's probably some of my fear. But I can see the positive impact it's had in my mind. Oh, I just heard a chicken jump out of the coop, so I'm probably gonna have to go put her back in before she tears up the garden. But yeah, the impact of doing dedicated work with people and also just surrendering to the process of being in this transformation together. Because does the caterpillar know when it forms that cocoon and dissolves that it's becoming a butterfly? Does it even know? No, it just knows that's what it needs to do, is to be in there and dissolve and contain those imaginal cells that help it blossom and grow. So that's what I want to say. Now I'm all feeling like crying. So, oh, what else was I going to say? I'm doing this to out myself, I guess, and also just to be, to help you understand that you're worth investing in. You're worth investing in. And if it's not with me, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. I would love to work with people that are like vibing with me on this. And yet, I just want to give you permission, if you need it, to know that investing in things that are going to move you in the direction of your dreams is 100% worth it. It's worth it. Why the fuck not? Why the fuck not? So anyway, that's a nice long rant that I've offered. I was a chicken and I just streamed this live on YouTube because I have less people that watch me on YouTube. But I think I'm going to download it and post it on Facebook and maybe a few other places. So anyway, if you do have the opportunity to watch this and you want to know a little bit more about me or about the people that I've worked with and I'm working with, I would love to share that information with you. So, yeah, that's all I got to say, my loves. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'm going to go get a chicken and put her back where she belongs. All right, loves. Maybe I'll just do some promotional stuff. So I do a live show every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pacific time on my YouTube channel. So if you're watching on YouTube, just subscribe and you know how to do that. I don't have to tell you, right? You hit the little button and then you know when I'm going to do another thing. What else? I have a cool little Facebook group called Unveiled Vitality where you can come in and hang out. And I also would love to chat with you if you're interested in learning more about what I do as a psychedelic transformational nurse coach. All right. Love to you all, and bye. Have a beautiful day.